want to share a story with you guys that my son shared with me, that he heard from his Rebbe that read from Rabbi Pesach Kron's Sefer. Rabbi Pesach Kron is an unbelievable storyteller. There was a family, husband and wife, and it was Chanukah time, and the wife was working in the kitchen making all the different kinds of food for Chanukah, sufganiyot and latkes and all sorts of things. And just not a rich family, not a wealthy family. She was waiting for her husband. Her husband comes home, and after the husband gets home, there's a knock on the door. They open the door, and it's this poor guy. Name was, I believe his name was Benush. And they go, "Can we help you?" He says, "I'm really sorry, I'm really hungry, I haven't had anything to eat. If you can help me with a couple of, shekalim, that would be great." So the husband goes and brings a few shekalim, puts it in the guy's hand, and then the wife says, maybe you want to invite him in to, mi kamacha Israel. Am Israel is, want to give him a bite to eat also? So he goes, of course. Tells the guy, when you want to come inside, you want to join us for some dinner or some dessert. We don't have much, but, So they bring him in and they share their dinner with him. They share their dinner and they give him sufganiyot. So he leaves with some money and a nice full stomach. This happens a few times. And now he becomes a part of the routine. Once in a while, once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, he would come knock on the door, and the wife would have something prepared, would give it to him, or if they were making some dinner, if they had some left, or something, they would help him out, whichever way they could. In the meantime, a year passes. Now, the husband starts getting a little worried. I don't know, now my job is taking a little longer. I don't know if it's safe. I don't even know this guy. He just hangs around in the neighborhood. We feed him, whatever. But with my wife being alone at home, and then the wife becomes pregnant, Baruch Hashem. Now he starts worrying even more. I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with this guy. He tries to be home whenever he comes. He tries to tell. Baruch Hashem, months later, they have a healthy baby. And now their family is expanding. The place is getting smaller. Few years has passed already from when they met him. Their neighborhood, person that they're helping in their neighborhood. So now the husband comes. They start talking to each other. Should we move? Should we not move? We have to move. So they decide they got to move. So a few months pass and they find a nice place. And they decide to move. Now here's the problem they had. They didn't know if they should tell Benush or not. Should we tell him we're moving? Should we not tell him we're moving? It was an uncomfortable situation where they don't know this guy. He's not feeling so comfortable as is. And at the same time, he's so dependent on us. If we tell him we're moving so far away, he might get sad. We don't know what to do. So he decides he's going to go ask his Rav. He goes and asks his Rav. His Rav says, listen, it's really up to you. If you really feel it's going to break his heart, you might want to tell him. If you don't feel comfortable, maybe you shouldn't tell him. So what does he decide finally? They're not going to tell him. They don't tell him they're moving. And comes one day, they pack their truck and they move to their new location. They set up the baby in their bedroom, and a few days pass, they're unpacking everything. They unpack everything. Finally, they're settled in. One day, as the cleaning lady was in the house, she starts to scream. The man runs towards the cleaning lady, and he sees a huge scorpion in the baby's bedroom. And so she jumps and kills the scorpion. It's a poisonous scorpion, and he's freaking out. They're living in an apartment on the how manyth floor? Where does a scorpion come into an apartment? On the 5th, 6th floor. How does that even happen? Where do scorpions come? So he goes to the neighbor's house in the same apartment building. And he asks them, did you have any problems with pests? Did you have problems with scorpions? He goes, scorpions here? In the middle of the city? Never. I've been here for 30 years in the same apartment building? Not once. He goes to the next door one. Never. He goes downstairs. Never. Not one single person had ever seen a scorpion in that apartment building. I don't know what to do. So fine. It's okay. It happened once. Maybe it had come from outside. God knows where it came from. A few days later, she starts to scream again. The mom runs into the room. There's 2 scorpions in the bedroom of the baby. It's a very scary thought. And now they're like, okay, obviously maybe they have some eggs somewhere. They're laying eggs. So he calls an exterminator. It was a nest that nothing happened, with the baby in the room. Exterminator comes and starts spraying the entire room and goes, listen, what we have is safe for human beings, but scorpions, snakes, whatever it is, they're dead. They ain't gonna come back. No chance. We sprayed every hole, it's gone. Thanks them. Few days passes, more scorpions show up. Now he's already thinking, okay, something else might be going on. What does he do? He goes to his Rav and he tells him the whole story. Here's what's going on, and we don't know what to do. Should we move? Because scorpions? This is not a joke. The Rav says, listen, I really don't know. I think something else is going on here. I can't give you an answer. And he says, I think you should go to the Gadol Hador. I believe he sends him to Rav Steinemann Zatzal, who died just a few years ago. He says, go speak to him. Maybe he has a solution for you. He says, okay. Gets an appointment with Rav Steinman. He sits down with him and he tells him the whole story. We just moved after so many years. We just had a baby. Now, all of a sudden, we have scorpions showing up in our baby's room. And it's not the first, not the second, not the third time. It's more. And we don't know what to do. We use extermination, everything. Instantly, Rav Steinman says, you know what the tefillah is that we say in Perek Shira? Perek Shira is a tefillah that was made that each animal, each creature has a different tefillah that they say to Hashem. It says, you know what the tefillah of the scorpion is? It's from Ashrei. Tov Adonai lakol rahamav al kol ma'asav. Hashem is merciful, He's good and He's merciful to all of His creations. You need to look to see if there is somewhere in your life when you showed no mercy to someone. And if there is such a situation, you must fix it. That's what he says to him. He goes home and both him and his wife knew exactly what the Rav was talking about. We got to find Benush and we got to apologize. We left him just like that. He might be like thinking we ran away from him, worried. He had become a part of their lifestyle. He takes a bus right away and he goes searching the streets for hours and hours. Finally, he finds Benush on the side of the street and he couldn't believe his eyes. He was just like, where have you been? I've been looking for you. How are you? What happened to you? I came, I knocked on the door. I was hungry. Someone else opened the door. They said you guys left. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I'm so happy you guys moved. But he felt, he saw it in his eyes that he's not. So he starts to apologize. He says, I'm really sorry that we moved without telling you. Please forgive us. Please forgive us. And you know what? We want you to come over to our new home. Will you join us for Shabbat? And they invite him for Shabbat. Not once again did they ever see anything in that house. Never again. Rabotai, we're coming up to Yom Kippur. We're coming up to Rosh Hashanah. We want all the great things in the world from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We want everything from Hashem. Hashem, listen. We want Parnasat Tova. Oh, but before, some people switch these around. Refuah Shelema. Parnasat Tova again, right? I want to buy the Pardei Echad, I want to buy the curtain of Tefillah LeParnasah. I'll pay whatever it is for it, because that's what I want. I want a great Parnasah this year. I want a Briut. I want Atzlacha. I want everything from Hashem. Hashem, give me. And then comes Yom Kippur. Again, we're praying for all of those things. And then we say in our Tefillot, we say that Yud Gimel Midot, the 13 attributes of Hashem, Kel, Rachum, Bechanun, we're calling Hashem, you are a Rachum, you are merciful, Chanun, you're passionate, Erech HaPaim, you are patient. We say all these things. Why? Because Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, anytime you need my mercy, anytime you need goodness from me, this is what you should say. These are the Yud Gimel Midot. It's the key to all the greatness in the world. You want mercy from me? Say these Yud Gimel Midot. This is what Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu. After Hashem forgave Bnei Israel for worshipping the golden calf, the greatest sin committed by a nation, and Hashem forgave Bnei Israel, how did He forgive us? by Moshe Rabbeinu going up there and going, Kel, Rachum, V'chanun, Erech, Hapayim, Rav Chesed, Ve'emet. And Hashem said, Salachti kidvarecha, I've forgiven Bnei Israel like you've requested. And from now on, whenever you need me to forgive you or anyone that needs forgiveness, this is the key. Use this. So people ask. We say it all the time. Mondays, Thursdays we say it. We say it in Shacharit. Mincha Sfardim say it. We say it on Yom Kippur 26 times. So what happened? Sometimes we don't see the results. Sometimes we don't see the results. Why? The secret is in the wording of the pasuk when Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, this is the secret key to use. You know what he said? You know what he says? He says, Aseh kaseder hazeh. Do the 13 midot. Not say, do the 13 midot. Hashem was telling Bnei Israel, you want mercy? Be merciful like me. You want passionate? Be passionate like me. You need to do it. Even if it means smiling at someone. You don't always have to pay off to make someone happy. Most of the time, you could make someone's day just by smiling. And it costs nothing. In fact, it'll make your day. And I've said this countless times. There are people that come from all over the country. They come from Eretz Israel. They need, they have yeshivot, or they have their own personal problems, and they come collecting. There's 2 ways you could do this. Like this. Giving them the money like that. Or smiling. And giving them a bracha. Atzlaha rabbah. Hashem should give you greatness. But you never have to do this again. It won't hurt you at all. It won't hurt you at all. But it'll make that person's day for sure. That's the greatest mitzvah you could do in milliseconds. That's how it should be done. So even though, did they owe him anything? They didn't owe him anything. They were giving him food and shelter for a part of the time, for a couple of years. However, something missing. It's a little bit of, you need to be more merciful than that to another Jew, no matter who they are, how weird they look. You need to show mercy. If we want HaKadosh Baruch Hu to be merciful to us, to give us a great year, we have to show Him that we could be like Him. We have to show Him that we could be rahum, we could be merciful, we could be passionate towards other people. That's the key that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to Moshe Rabbeinu. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.